Thank you so much for letting me sit down and just share the scriptures with you every day as we go on a one-year journey of reading our Bibles through together. I pray that you're having a wonderful time and that you're learning a great deal and learning to read the Bible word for word. I want to share a simple thought with you today from our passage in Exodus chapter 4, the very first verse. Moses answered, "What if they do not believe me or listen to me and say the Lord did not appear to me?" Well, have you ever noticed that we always want to do the what ifs? We always want to make up contingency plans when God speaks to us to do things. But you have to understand that God is not like a person. When people ask us to do things, we always have a plan A, a plan B, a plan C, a plan D, a plan E, a plan F. We have all these contingency plans for the what ifs. But when God asks you to do something, you need to learn that God has already taken the what ifs into consideration. Now notice the specificness of his words. What if they do not believe me or listen to me and say the Lord did not appear to you? What if? God, we have to plan for this contingency. But now back up and recognize that if he would have just listened a little more carefully to God, he would not have asked this question. In chapter 3, verse 18, God is speaking to Moses. He said, "The elders of Israel will listen to you. Then you and the elders are to go to the king of Egypt and say to them, the elders will listen to you." He was very clear. You are not going to be ignored. He was very clear. You don't need a contingency plan. But still, Moses asked for the contingency plan. God was very merciful. God was very gracious. God was very patient and gave him his contingency plan. Now, brothers and sisters, can I make a suggestion? When God begins to speak to you about doing things, don't plan for failure. Plan for success, because God has already taken all the contingencies under consideration, and God has asked you to do something that's going to work, and it's going to work the first time. Now hold steady with that. It's going to work the first time. Now you say, well, Pastor, there's times in the Bible where they obeyed and they failed several times. Yes, but there were reasons for that. You have to learn that when God speaks to you, he's taken everything into consideration. Don't ask, now God, have you thought about this? Because that's what a what if question is. God, have you thought about this? God, have you considered this? With people, my goodness, yes. My goodness, yes. Ask the what if. But with God, I've learned to trust him. I don't need to say what if. I just need to plan to succeed in Jesus' name.